everyone, and welcome to English Pod. My name is Marco.
And my name is Catherine, and today we're talking about office stuff, things in your office.
That's right. We are talking about secrets in the office, or maybe specific little things that people talk about behind other people's back.
Okay, bad things then. So this is an elementary level lesson. Before we get going, though, let's take a look at a phrase in today's vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
All right, so the phrase for today is actually the same as the title for this lesson, and that's office gossip.
Okay, you all know what an office is. But what is gossip?
So to gossip means to talk about other people secretly or behind their backs, or maybe talk about other people's problems or private things.
So, oh my God, did you hear? John is totally gonna break up with her. So you're talking about people without them knowing.
Right. So you're talking about their private things, their relationships. Maybe you're even criticizing them.
That's right. So office gossip is talking about people in your office without them knowing. So saying bad things about them.
Right. So without any more delay, why don't we listen to this dialogue for the first time?
Hey, Eric, have you heard?
No? Go on, tell me. What's the latest office gossip?
Well, you didn't hear this from me, but the rumor is Paula is getting a promotion.
No way. But she's a terrible worker, and you can't trust her. She's so two-faced. You can't believe anything she says.
Hey guys, what are you two whispering about?
Oh, hi Paula. How are you?
I've got some good news. I'm getting a promotion.
Congratulations! Eric and I were just saying that you were the best person for the job.
Yes, you're the best.
All right, we're back. So we have 4 keywords that we want to look at from this gossip dialogue. So why don't we take a look at those now in language takeaway.
Language takeaway.
Okay, the first word is rumor.
Rumor. Now, this is an interesting word about gossip.
Yeah, a rumor. So a rumor is a story that might or might not be true.
Right.
Okay, so I heard a rumor that they broke up yesterday.
Okay, so you're not sure if they broke up, or no one has told you for a fact.
No, it means I probably heard it from someone else who heard it from someone else who heard it from someone else who doesn't really know.
Right. So rumors are maybe guesses about people, and you don't know if they're true. You see this a lot with famous people, movie stars. They always talk about rumors that maybe they got married in secret or something.
Exactly. There's a rumor that Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt are breaking up.
Right.
Okay, so we don't know if it's true. Rumor.
Okay, that's a rumor. So now the rumor that they heard was that this girl Paula is getting a promotion.
Promotion. This is an important office word. This means to be offered a better job in your company. That means to move up.
To move up, right. All right, so this is a noun. You get a promotion, right?
Yes, I got a promotion last year, which also meant I got more money.
Okay, awesome. So that is a promotion. Now, when they were talking about the promotion, the girl said, "Oh, I can't believe," the guy said, and Eric said, "I can't believe she's getting a promotion. She's so two-faced."
Two-faced. So think about what this means. To have two faces. To be two-faced means to have two different sides to your personality. A good one and a bad one. Okay? So like, I could be very nice to Marco. Marco, wow, you look so good today. You're such a nice guy. You're such a hard worker. And then, oh my God, Marco's such an idiot. He's like never working and he's always on the phone. Oh, hi, Marco.
That is two-faced. That's very good.
All right. So two-faced means to have two different sides to your personality.
Now, it's interesting the way that you use this word. You say two-faced, right? So you have to add the ed at the end. You can't say he is two-faced.
No.
Or he has two-faced.
No, it's an adjective, so he's two-faced.
Okay.
She is two-faced.
Okay, two-faced.
I don't like people who are two-faced.
Okay, very good. And we have one final word, and it's actually a verb when people talk like this. When they're talking like this.
So they're talking quietly.
Very quietly.
To whisper.
Okay, So what are you whispering about?
Uh-oh. So usually when people are whispering, they're talking about a rumor.
Right, or they're talking in secret. You don't want somebody else to hear you.
Right. So when you want to be very quiet, like at the movie theater, you whisper.
Whisper. Okay, so those are our 4 words for language takeaway. Why don't we go back, listen to the dialogue again, and we'll be back to take a look at a couple of phrases.
Psst. Psst. Hey, Eric, have you heard?
No? Go on, tell me. What's the latest office gossip?
Well, you didn't hear this from me, but the rumor is Paula is getting a promotion.
No way. But she's a terrible worker, and you can't trust her. She's so two-faced. You can't believe anything she says.
Hey guys, what are you two whispering about?
Oh, hi, Paula. How are you?
I've got some good news. I'm getting a promotion.
Congratulations! Eric and I were just saying that you were the best person for the job.
Yes, you're the best.
All right, we're back. So now we have 3 key phrases from this great dialogue on Fluency Builder.
Fluency builder.
So this first one is the beginning to any great rumor. We say, have you heard?
All right, so have you heard?
Have you heard that she got a promotion?
Right. It's you're not really asking, right? Although it is a question, have you heard? But you're not really expecting an answer.
This means, I'm going to tell you some gossip.
Right.
Have you heard? Because maybe I did, maybe I didn't, but I'm still going to say it. She's still going to say it anyway.
Right. So usually you can say, what? Right? Or in this case, Eric goes, no, go on, tell me. What's the latest office gossip? So obviously...
He knows it's going to be gossip.
Right. Have you heard?
All right. And so the next thing Pam says is, wow, you didn't hear this from me.
Okay.
What does this mean?
This is typical. This is a way of saying, okay, don't tell anyone that I told you.
So you can tell people, but just don't tell them that I said that this happened, because Pam doesn't want to get in trouble.
Right.
She doesn't want anyone to know that she was giving out rumors.
So that's why she's starting out with, well, you didn't hear this from me, but the rumor is, okay? So this is a way of saying, all right, don't tell anyone that I told you. You didn't hear this from me. And also you can say, but the rumor is, or you can say, but rumor has it.
Oh, rumor has it that Paula is getting a promotion.
So you can go both ways. And now he exclaims something that's very strange if you just look at it from these 2 words. No way.
No way?
What is no way?
Well, in this context, no way means, really? Wow.
Right.
I'm surprised.
So it's a way to express surprise.
That's right. But be careful, because there's another meaning to this phrase. For example, Marco, could you help me out get the groceries from the car?
No way.
Huh?
Okay,
Why
that
won't
means
you help me?
no. Okay.
Okay, no way. That means no. But also, if you say it like, oh, no way,
Right.
you're saying, wow, that's so interesting.
So it can be an expression of surprise, or it can be a way of saying no very firmly. No way.
Exactly.
All right, so 3 great phrases there. Very interesting dialogue about gossip. Very common in the office environment. So why don't we listen to the dialogue again, and we'll be back in a little bit.
Hey, Eric, have you heard?
No? Go on, tell me. What's the latest office gossip?
Well, you didn't hear this from me, but the rumor is Paula is getting a promotion.
No way. But she's a terrible worker, and you can't trust her. She's so two-faced. You can't believe anything she says.
Hey guys, what are you two whispering about?
Oh, hi, Paula. How are you?
I've got some good news. I'm getting a promotion.
Congratulations! Eric and I were just saying that you were the best person for the job.
Yes, you're the best.
Okay, we're back. So office gossip is generally, well, it's common. It happens in every office, but I think that it's good to avoid too much gossip because sometimes people's feelings can get hurt.
Yeah, it's actually very interesting because usually the bigger the company is, I think more gossip starts to spread because, there are departments. So you got the marketing department, the finance department. So you're like, oh, Kathy from finance, she slept with Tom from marketing and stuff like that.
Then you have the gossip about the bosses.
Right.
Did you see? He totally left for the weekend, but his wife was at home.
Yeah, so, and also one of the situations where a lot of rumors and office gossip starts to come up is office parties or the office Christmas parties, where people maybe are drinking or something happens and a lot of rumors start to spread.
And they're more relaxed than usual. They do things they wouldn't normally do. Absolutely. So maybe we could open this up to you. Is there a common rumor or office gossip that you hear in your office?
Or is there that one secretary or guy that's always spreading rumors and gossiping?
And don't use any real names. You can just tell us general stories. But that's about it for us here today at English Pod. Hope you've enjoyed this. Check out our website, englishpod.com. Let us know if you have any questions or concerns. But until next time.
Bye.
Bye.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Learn something by the ear, usually in surprise. Hear. Rumor or talk of a personal, sensational nature. Gossip. Soft speech produced without full voice. Whisper. A mixture of truth and untruth passed around. Rumor. Act of raising in rank or position. Promotion.
Let's try that faster.
Act of raising in rank or position. Promotion. Rumor or talk of a personal, sensational nature. Gossip. A mixture of truth and untruth passed around. Rumor. Soft speech produced without full voice. Whisper. Learn something by the ear, usually in surprise. Hear.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Hear. Have you heard? Maria is getting a divorce. Hear. Have you heard the latest news? Tony is quitting his job. Hear. Have you heard the latest gossip? Britney Spears is pregnant again. Gossip. I like to read about celebrity gossip. Gossip. I think gossip magazines speculate about celebrities. Gossip. Rick always reads the gossip column in the local newspaper. Rumor. I hate it when people spread rumors. Rumor. I heard a rumor around the office about me today. Rumor. Usually rumors turn out to be untrue. Promotion. Sally got a promotion for doing a good job. Promotion. Tom was promoted to senior manager. Promotion. The company is considering which employees deserve a promotion. Whisper. I hate it when people are whispering in the movie theater. Whisper. You must whisper in places such as a library. Whisper. It is considered rude to whisper in front of others.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English Pod. My name is Marco.
My name is Catherine, and today we are covering a very important health issue.
That's right. That's right. In case of an emergency, maybe somebody stops breathing, so we need to apply CPR. Now, what is this procedure? Well, let's take a look at it in vocabulary preview.
Vocabulary preview.
CPR in English is an acronym. That means C, P, and R all stand for different words. The big phrase here is cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
All right.
So you don't have to remember that.
Well, that's pretty hard. What if you break it down? So what is cardio?
Cardio means it has to do with your heart.
And then pulmonary?
Pulmonary means lungs.
It has to do with your lungs. And what about resuscitation?
That means to bring back.
So to resuscitate is to bring back to life.
That's right.
Okay. So this is a very popular procedure. You probably see it in movies when, somebody almost drowned, the lifeguard performs CPR.
Oh, no. The love of my life has just drowned. And then someone comes and they push their chest and they say,
Right.
1, 2, 3. They count.
And then the person spits out water and everything, and they're like, all right.
I always loved you.
All right, so that's CPR. Why don't we listen to this dialogue, see what's going on, and we'll be back shortly.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our CPR for Beginners course. First of all, does anyone know what CPR stands for?
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
That's right. We apply CPR in the case of cardiac arrest or pulmonary arrest.
What does that mean?
Well, basically, if your heart stops pumping blood or your lungs stop pumping air, then we need to get them going again. That's when we have to apply this procedure. Let's begin. I need a volunteer.
Me!
All right, come here and lay flat on your back. Let's suppose this young woman has stopped breathing. We must lift the person's chin so that we clear a pathway for air to get into the lungs. Then, we place our mouth over the other person's mouth and blow air 2 or 3 times, like this.
Wait, what are you doing? I'm a married woman. You can't just try to kiss me like that.
Ma'am, I'm not trying to kiss you. I'm trying to demonstrate how to apply CPR in the case of an emergency.
Well, okay, no French kissing.
As I was saying, we blow air through the mouth in this manner. Once this is done, we must try to get the heart going again. To do this, we place our hands over the person's chest and press down firmly 2 or 3 times.
Wait, what are you doing? You can't just kiss me then go for second base.
All right, we're back. So a couple of pretty difficult words and phrases there, but don't worry. We'll explain them now in Language Takeaway.
Language takeaway.
The first phrase we've got today is cardiac arrest.
All right, so cardiac arrest. Now, cardiac, I think that has to do with the heart again, right?
Exactly, your heart.
And what about arrest?
Well, arrest means 2 things. Maybe you've heard of this meaning to arrest somebody. The police arrested someone. Well, this means to stop.
To stop.
Okay. So we're not talking about the police here. We're talking about the heart stopping.
Okay.
So cardiac arrest means when your heart stops.
Okay, and another word that's right next to it, pulmonary arrest. So I'm guessing, again, pulmonary has to do with lungs.
That's right.
And arrest stops, so your lungs stop pumping air.
Exactly. So cardiac and pulmonary arrest, these are 2 times when your heart or your lungs, they stop doing what they are supposed to do.
All right, and interestingly enough, the heart pumps blood, the lungs pump air, and that's our next word. What is this word to pump?
To pump means to fill something with, okay? So, for example, the heart pumps blood to the rest of your body. That means it's always making sure your body has blood going into it. And the same thing with your lungs. Your lungs help oxygen and air get to the rest of your body. So they pump it. They fill up with air.
Okay. And we can do the same in other things. For example, you pump air into your tire.
That's right. If you have a flat tire, you're riding your bicycle and your bicycle won't move. Oh no, you have to pump it with air. That means fill it up with air.
Okay. Or maybe even pump water, right? Like in your house.
Or pump your car up with gas.
Okay. All right, very good. So now the man is going to explain how to perform this procedure, CPR, and he asks for a volunteer.
Okay, a volunteer. This is a word that can be both a noun, so a thing, and it can be an action, a verb.
Okay, so who is or what is a volunteer?
A volunteer is someone who offers to do something for free.
For free, without you asking them to do it.
Right, so are there any volunteers in the room?
Right, and
Who
somebody
wants to
says,
write this on the board?
Me.
Me, I do.
Okay.
You can also volunteer to help people who need help. So, for example, in Haiti, there's an earthquake, and there are many people who offered to volunteer to help Haitians. So that means they said, I will work for free to help these people. A volunteer.
A volunteer, or to volunteer. Very good. So now we have our volunteer, and the man is explaining what to do. Lift the person's chin so that we clear a pathway for air to get into the lungs.
Oh, this is a good one. So a path is like a road. It's where something can go, can move. To clear a pathway means to make some room.
To make a clear path.
So that means, think about it. If you can't breathe, someone has to find a way to make room, to make a hole for you to breathe. So that means to move whatever is blocking you to clear some kind of space.
Okay, so that's a pathway, a clear space. And now, well, he's demonstrating how to perform CPR. So what is this verb, to demonstrate?
To demonstrate is very important. We use this in most kinds of teaching. So to demonstrate is to show or to give an example.
Okay, so for example, here in English Pod, we are demonstrating how to use these words in sentences.
Exactly. So an example is a good way to demonstrate the word or the phrase.
Very good. All right, why don't we listen to this dialogue again, and we'll be back in a bit.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our CPR for Beginners course. First of all, does anyone know what CPR stands for?
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
That's right. We apply CPR in the case of cardiac arrest or pulmonary arrest.
What does that mean?
Well, basically, if your heart stops pumping blood or your lungs stop pumping air, then we need to get them going again. That's when we have to apply this procedure. Let's begin. I need a volunteer.
Me.
All right, come here and lay flat on your back. Let's suppose this young woman has stopped breathing. We must lift the person's chin so that we clear a pathway for air to get into the lungs. Then, we place our mouth over the other person's mouth and blow air 2 or 3 times, like this.
Wait, what are you doing? I'm a married woman. You can't just try to kiss me like that.
Ma'am, I'm not trying to kiss you. I'm trying to demonstrate how to apply CPR in the case of an emergency.
Well, okay, no French kissing.
As I was saying, we blow air through the mouth in this manner. Once this is done, we must try to get the heart going again. To do this, we place our hands over the person's chest and press down firmly 2 or 3 times.
Wait, what are you doing? You can't just kiss me then go for second base.
All right, we're back. So now let's go with Fluency Builder.
Fluency builder.
Well, the first phrase in Fluency Builder we hear in the beginning of today's dialogue. The teacher says, well, basically, if your heart stops pumping blood, then we need to get it going again. Okay?
So that's a whole phrase there, to get something going, to get it going. What do you mean by this?
This means to start it up again. Okay? So we could say, I used to teach an English class for my colleagues, but we stopped having it. I'd like to get it going again.
Okay, so you'd like to start it up again.
Exactly.
So usually you're talking about turning something on or getting something started. For example, maybe your car won't start. So if you push it, you can get it going.
Right, to get it going, or to turn the key is to get it going.
Okay, right. So to get something going. Now, moving on, we have 2 key phrases here that are a little bit spicy, right?
Yeah, they're very romantic, although this is a CPR class, so it shouldn't be very romantic.
All right, well, this phrase that we have coming up is French kiss, to French kiss someone, or a French kiss.
So the volunteer says, okay, I'm happy to help you, but No French kissing.
Okay,
What
so
is
what
French
is French
kissing?
kissing?
No one wants to answer.
All right, what is it? Well, it is when you kiss someone, but your tongue goes into that other person's mouth.
Ew. All right, so there's a normal kiss. You can kiss your friends on the cheek, but a French kiss means that you use your tongue.
Okay, so I wonder why they call it a French kiss.
Maybe Americans just were too shy.
They blamed it on the French.
Maybe the French listeners out there can tell us.
All right. So now moving on. And she says, okay, no French kissing. Now the man is going to perform CPR, and obviously he has to firmly press down on her chest to get her heart pumping blood, right?
Right, this is a part of CPR. So first of all, you try to give the person air so they can breathe, and then you have to push their chest to start their heart. And this woman, the volunteer, says, hey, what are you doing? You can't just kiss me first and then go for second base.
All right. So what is second base?
Okay, this is a sports metaphor.
With baseball, right?
Baseball.
Because baseball has 4 bases: first, second, third base, and home plate or
Exactly.
home base.
So in romance, when we're talking about dating, we have a way to say first, second, third, and fourth base. First base is kissing.
That's kissing, right? So second base, what would be second base?
Well, in this example, it means touching,
Touching certain parts of the body, right?
romantic touching.
All right. So second base. And then obviously we have third and fourth, but we're not going to get into that now.
You can look it up on Google, third base and fourth base. We trust that you can find it. But first and second base are very common. It's okay to talk about. It's not a bad word.
So you'll probably see it in movies, young kids talking about first base or going to second base with someone. So it's kind of saying this in a different way, as a metaphor, as you said.
It's more polite than
Subtle.
talking about.
It's
Yeah,
subtle.
more subtle.
All right, so that's all the words and phrases we have on Fluency Builder. Let's listen to this great dialogue one last time.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our CPR for Beginners course. First of all, does anyone know what CPR stands for?
Cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
That's right. We apply CPR in the case of cardiac arrest or pulmonary arrest.
What does that mean?
Well, basically, if your heart stops pumping blood or your lungs stop pumping air, then we need to get them going again. That's when we have to apply this procedure. Let's begin. I need a volunteer.
Me! Me!
All right, come here and lay flat on your back. Let's suppose this young woman has stopped breathing. We must lift the person's chin so that we clear a pathway for air to get into the lungs. Then, we place our mouth over the other person's mouth and blow air 2 or 3 times, like this.
Wait, what are you doing? I'm a married woman. You can't just try to kiss me like that.
Ma'am, I'm not trying to kiss you. I'm trying to demonstrate how to apply CPR in the case of an emergency.
Well, okay, no French kissing.
As I was saying, we blow air through the mouth in this manner. Once this is done, we must try to get the heart going again. To do this, we place our hands over the person's chest and press down firmly 2 or 3 times.
Wait, what are you doing? You can't just kiss me then go for second base.
All right, we're back. So a CPR class, this is actually a very popular thing to take up. You never know when you need to perform it, right?
That's true, and I think it's a really smart class to take. You can usually take them for free at a community center or a fire department.
The Red Cross.
The Red Cross. I have a Red Cross certification.
Oh, really? So you know how to perform this?
Yep.
Wow. It's actually, as I said, I think it would be very useful, and I've never taken a course like this up, but I know how to perform the procedure. So
Yeah.
I'm not certified, though, so I'm not a certified
trust you.
CPR. I'm not a certified CPR person. But it's interesting. Let us know if in your country maybe you can take CPR classes, or maybe you're a CPR certified technician. I don't
Or
know.
maybe you are trained in other ways, so we're curious about those as well.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word.
Emergency procedure for reviving heart and lung function. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Represent. Stand for. In the matter of someone or something. In the case of. Failure of the pumping action of the heart. Cardiac arrest. The cessation of breathing. Pulmonary arrest. A manner of proceeding. Procedure. A person who performs voluntarily. Volunteer. Lie down with all parts of the body touching the floor. Lay flat. Face up, lying on the floor. On your back. Assume to be true. Suppose. A kiss in which the tongue enters the partner's mouth. French kiss. Touch the breast. Go for second base.
Let something work again. Get going.
Let's try that faster.
Let something work again. Get going.
Lie down with all parts of the body touching the floor. Lay flat. Failure of the pumping action of the heart. Cardiac arrest. In the matter of someone or something. In the case of. Touch the breast. Go for second base. A kiss in which the tongue enters the partner's mouth. French kiss. Assume to be true. Suppose. A manner of proceeding. Procedure. Represent. Stand for. A person who performs voluntarily. Volunteer. The cessation of breathing. Pulmonary arrest. Emergency procedure for reviving heart and lung function. Cardiopulmonary resuscitation. Face up, lying on the floor. On your back.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Cardiac arrest.
He is going into cardiac arrest. Pass me the defibrillator.
Cardiac arrest.
During cardiac arrest, victims lose consciousness, stop normal breathing, and lose pulse and blood pressure.
Cardiac arrest.
If a person goes into cardiac arrest, you should apply CPR.
Suppose.
Let's suppose I'm your boyfriend. Would you marry me?
Suppose.
Scientists suppose many things in science which they later try to prove.
Suppose.
Suppose we win the lottery. What would we spend the money on? Get going. If your car doesn't start, you can push it to get it going. Get going. You have to cheer up and get yourself going again. Get going. You have to wind up this toy to get it going.
French kiss.
The first time I French kissed a girl was when I was 18.
French kiss.
The French kiss is a timeless and passionate gesture of romantic affection.
French kiss.
Most high schools prohibit French kissing because it is considered an inappropriate display of affection.
Go for second base.
Some friends were bragging about how they got to second base with the girl.
Go for second base.
I would never try to go to second base with a girl. I am too shy.
Go for second base.
I think that you shouldn't go to second base with someone until you are married.
And today we are going to have a very casual, normal conversation.
That's right. We're going to listen in on some small talk between a taxi driver and the passenger.
Small talk. So that's basically
Small, short conversations you have with someone that you don't know very well.
okay. So typical questions like how old are you, where you're from,
Yep.
etc.
That's right. And this can be really hard for English learners because they often don't know what the right thing to say or the right thing to talk about. So we're going to give you a lot of phrases in this lesson that you can use in small talk.
Okay, so we don't have anything to preview today, so let's listen to the dialogue for the first time and then we'll come back.
Where to, miss?
Hi, Crenshaw and Hawthorne at the Holiday Inn that is on that corner.
Sure thing. So, where are you flying in from?
From China.
Really? You don't look very Chinese to me, if you don't mind me saying so.
It's fine. I am actually from Mexico. I was in China on a business trip, visiting some local companies that manufacture bathroom products.
Wow, sounds interesting. Excuse me if I'm being a bit nosy, but how old are you?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady her age?
Don't get me wrong. It's just that you seem so young and already doing business overseas.
Well, thank you. In that case, I am 26 years old, and what about yourself?
I'm 40 years old and was born and raised here in the good old US of A. Although I have some Colombian heritage.
Really? That's great. Do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, of course.
Qué bien, entonces podemos hablar en español.
All right, so I don't think this guy spoke much Spanish, do you?
No, even though he has Colombian heritage, I think he doesn't speak much. But maybe he's just a little bit rusty.
Maybe, but what he does speak is English, and since this is English Pod, why don't we look at some of the phrases that they used for small talk in Fluency Builder?
Fluency Builder.
All right, so today on Fluency Builder, we're going to take a look at phrases that both the passenger and the taxi driver use to make small talk. So why don't we start with the first one?
All right, so the taxi driver tells the passenger that she doesn't look very Chinese, if you don't mind me saying so.
Right, so he said, you don't look very Chinese to me, if you don't mind me saying so.
If you don't mind me saying so.
So what does he mean by this last part of his sentence?
Well, this is a phrase that we use to soften a sort of a statement that might be a little bit rude.
She could be Chinese.
Yeah.
Right? So it may be a little bit rude to say that, but he kind of apologizes.
That's right.
Right? By saying, if you don't mind me saying so.
Okay, so for example, I could say, hey, Marco, you look a little tired today, if you don't mind me saying so.
Okay, so does it always go at the end?
You could use it at the beginning. If you don't mind me saying so, I just don't think this is a good idea.
Okay, very good. So you can use this phrase in the beginning or at the end of a sentence.
Right, and it makes your statement a little bit less rude.
If you don't mind me saying so. Now, again, he also apologizes a little bit when he says, excuse me if I am being a bit nosy, but...
Excuse me if I'm being a bit nosy, but...
Excuse me if I'm being a bit nosy, but...
Okay, so let's take a look at this. Nosy, what's this?
Okay, when somebody is nosy, it means they're very curious. They are asking too many questions.
Yeah, asking more questions than they should ask.
Right. So he apologizes and says, well, excuse me if I'm asking too many questions. And then he asks her another question.
He asks her how old she is.
Right. So again, it's a polite way of maybe asking a question that might be a little bit sensitive.
Yeah, or a little bit impolite.
Okay. So, of course, asking a woman her age maybe is a little bit impolite, right?
Yes. Typically, women don't like that too much. But our next phrase, we heard the taxi driver say, "Don't get me wrong."
Don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong.
Okay, so don't get me wrong. He says, well, don't misunderstand what I'm saying.
That's right. This phrase is used so commonly in English that I think it would help us to hear some examples.
Example 1.
Don't get me wrong. It's not that I think you stole my computer. It's just that you were the only one who could get into my room.
Example 2.
I do have a few problems with the plan, but don't get me wrong, I still think it's a good idea.
Example 3.
Don't get me wrong, I think John's a nice guy. He's just a bit disorganized.
All right, very good example. So don't get me wrong, right?
That's right.
And now for the final phrase on putting it together today.
Well, the passenger, the woman, says her age. She says, I'm 26 years old, and what about yourself?
What about yourself?
What about yourself?
All right, now, this sentence isn't very correct, actually, right?
Yeah, technically it's not correct in grammar, but it is used so commonly every day by American English speakers that we thought we'd show it to you.
Okay, so you would say, I am 26 years old, and what about you?
That's right.
Okay, but commonly you will hear people say, what about yourself?
And if you use this, you'll sound really fluent and really native-like.
Okay, very good. So what about yourself?
So again, it's just like, what about you? So I could say, hey, Marco, I'm going away on holiday this weekend. And what about yourself?
Okay, what about yourself? So we've taken a look at these 4 phrases on putting it together. Why don't we listen to the dialogue for the second time? We're going to slow it down a little bit, and then we'll come back and take a look at some vocabulary words on language takeaway.
Where to, miss?
Hi, Crenshaw and Hawthorne at the Holiday Inn that is on that corner.
Sure thing. So, where are you flying in from?
From China.
Really? You don't look very Chinese to me, if you don't mind me saying so.
It's fine. I am actually from Mexico. I was in China on a business trip, visiting some local companies that manufacture bathroom products.
Wow, sounds interesting. Excuse me if I'm being a bit nosy, but how old are you?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady her age?
Don't get me wrong. It's just that you seem so young and already doing business overseas.
Well, thank you. In that case, I am 26 years old. And what about yourself?
I am 40 years old and was born and raised here in the good old US of A, although I have some Colombian heritage.
Really? That's great. Do you speak some Spanish?
Yeah, of course.
¡Qué bien! Entonces podemos hablar en español.
Well, we've got some interesting vocabulary words and phrases here in Language Takeaway. And the first one.
Well, after she gets in the taxi and tells him where she wants to go, he answers by saying, sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
Sure thing.
So if I say, yeah, sure thing, what does that mean?
Well, let's listen to some examples to help us understand.
Example 1.
Do you mind lending me $100?
Sure thing.
Example 2.
Could you please send me the email by the end of the day?
Sure thing.
Example 3.
Do you mind lending me $100?
Sure thing.
Could you please send me the email by the end of the day?
Sure thing. Example 4. Can you get some milk on the way home?
Sure thing, I'm on my way now.
Okay, so sure thing. Basically, yeah, no problem, or okay.
Or I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Yep.
It's fine.
Yep.
So it's a very common way. You will hear this a lot when somebody agrees or says, yes, no problem.
Yeah, and again, it will help you sound really native-like to use this phrase. Well, the next one, the taxi driver says, I was born and raised here.
I was born and raised here.
Born and raised.
Okay, so this is a way of saying I was born in this country and I haven't left this country.
That's right. So I'm from this country.
Okay, born and raised here in the good old US of A.
Good old US of A.
The good old US of A.
So this is a pretty interesting way of saying America.
Right. It's actually more of a phrase, right? The good old US of A.
Yep.
Okay, so it means the good United States of America.
Yeah, it's kind of a fond way or friendly way of describing America.
All right. And we have one more word for language takeaway.
Well, the taxi driver was talking about his Colombian heritage.
Colombian heritage.
Heritage.
All right, so if I have Colombian heritage, what does that mean?
Your grandmother or, grandfather, great-grandmother, or someone in your family is from Colombia.
Okay, and what about the word heritage by itself?
Yeah, so your heritage is basically your culture, your...
Customs.
Yeah, your customs, your history.
Okay, so heritage. Mm-hmm. A country rich in heritage.
Lots of good old historical culture in that country.
Okay, very good. So now it's time for us to listen to the dialogue for the last time. Now we can understand all these phrases and these great words that we've just looked at, and then we'll come back and talk a little bit more.
Where to, miss?
Hi, Crenshaw and Hawthorne at the Holiday Inn that is on that corner.
Sure thing. So, where are you flying in from?
From China.
Really? You don't look very Chinese to me, if you don't mind me saying so.
It's fine. I am actually from Mexico. I was in China on a business trip, visiting some local companies that manufacture bathroom products.
Wow, sounds interesting. Excuse me if I'm being a bit nosy, but how old are you?
Don't you know it's rude to ask a lady her age?
Don't get me wrong. It's just that you seem so young and already doing business overseas.
Well, thank you. In that case, I am 26 years old. And what about yourself?
I'm 40 years old and was born and raised here in the good old US of A. Although I have some Colombian heritage.
Really? That's great. Do you speak Spanish?
Yeah, of course.
Qué bien, entonces podemos hablar en español.
So Marco, this taxi driver makes a bit of a mistake when he asks the woman how old she is.
Yes, yeah, exactly. There are a couple of questions that in some cultures are considered to be normal and okay,
Yep.
but in other cultures they're not really well accepted.
Okay, so in Anglo culture, for example, it's really impolite to ask a woman how old she is.
Right, women are a little bit more sensitive about their age. Others aren't so much, but it's usually better to just not ask.
Yep. And what else should we avoid talking about in small talk?
Well, for example, when you ask a person their occupation,
Yep.
you can ask what they do for a living, but don't ask how much money they make.
That's right. Anglo people are really sensitive about talking about money. We hate talking about money.
Right, so don't ask somebody their salary or how much money they make. It's just not considered to be polite.
And another good one to be careful of is asking if someone is married or not.
Right, sometimes you're just being friendly and you
Yeah.
want to know if that person has family or
Yeah.
something. But you have to be careful when and where you ask this question.
Right. So if they've mentioned their family, or if they talked about their kids or something else to do with their family, then it's okay.
Right, you can say, well, oh, how long have you been married?
Yeah.
But if a guy asks a girl, oh, are you married? It kind of sounds like maybe he's interested in her or that he's trying to come on to her and to be maybe more than friendly, right?
That's right.
How to start a short or long conversation with someone you don't know. Talking to someone you don't know can feel challenging, especially if you are shy or not sure what to say. However,
Starting a conversation is an important skill that can help in many situations, such as making new friends, networking, or simply being polite in social settings. The key to a good conversation is confidence, a friendly attitude, and the ability to find common ground. When you see someone you want to talk to, the first step is to observe the situation. If you are at a social event, a cafe, or a public place, look for something you can comment on. This could be the weather, an interesting item the person is carrying, or something happening around you. A simple greeting such as hi or hello can be enough to open the conversation. A smile and open body language also make you look approachable and friendly. Once you say hello, the next step is finding a way to continue the conversation. Asking a question is often a great way to engage someone, because people generally like to share their thoughts. If you are at an event, you can ask, "How do you know the host?" Or "Have you been here before?" If you are in a waiting area, you can ask, "Is this your first time here?" Or "How has your day been so far?" Simple, open-ended questions give the other person a chance to talk, making the conversation feel natural. It is important to listen carefully to their response and show interest in what they say. Nodding, making small comments like "That's interesting" or "Oh, really?" can encourage them to keep talking. If the person responds positively, you can continue by asking more about the topic or sharing a little about yourself to keep the conversation balanced. Once the conversation has started, the next step is to keep it going naturally. It is important to pay attention to the other person's responses. If they seem interested and give detailed answers, this is a good sign that they are open to continuing the conversation. On the other hand, if their responses are very short or they seem distracted, they may not want to talk at that moment. And that is okay. A good conversation flows smoothly, like a game of catch, where both people take turns speaking and listening. One way to keep a conversation interesting is to ask follow-up questions based on what the person says. For example, if they mention that they just came back from a trip, you could ask, "Oh, that sounds amazing. Where did you go?" Or "What was the best part of your trip?" This shows that you are listening and encourages them to share more. However, it is important not to ask too many personal questions too quickly. Instead, keep the conversation light and friendly by discussing common topics like hobbies, interests, travel, or work. If you find something you both enjoy, such as a shared interest in music, sports, or movies, the conversation can become even more engaging. Body language also plays a big role in keeping a conversation going. Maintaining eye contact shows that you are paying attention, but staring too much can make the other person uncomfortable. A relaxed posture, occasional nodding, and smiling can make the interaction more enjoyable. Avoid crossing your arms or looking around too much, as this might signal disinterest. The goal is to make the other person feel comfortable and valued in the conversation. If you are not sure what to say next, sharing a small story or personal experience related to the topic can help. For example, if the person talks about their love for books, you might say, "I recently read an amazing book about space travel. It made me think about how big the universe is." This keeps the conversation engaging and invites the other person to respond. Conversations are not just about asking questions. They are about exchanging ideas, opinions, and experiences in a natural way. As the conversation continues, it is important to make the interaction feel natural and enjoyable for both people. A key aspect of this is balancing speaking and listening. Sometimes people get too focused on what they should say next and forget to listen carefully. A good conversation is like a dance. It requires both participants to contribute equally. If one person talks too much, the other might lose interest. If one person talks too little, the conversation might feel awkward. The best conversations have a natural rhythm, with both people sharing and responding in a relaxed way. One way to make a conversation more engaging is by adding humor. A lighthearted joke or a funny observation can make the atmosphere feel comfortable and help build a connection. For example, if you are talking about the weather, you might say, "It's so hot today. I feel like I'm melting like an ice cream cone." This kind of friendly humor can make people feel more relaxed. However, it is important to be mindful of the type of humor used. Some jokes might not be appropriate for everyone, so it is best to keep them simple and positive. Another important aspect of keeping a conversation flowing is knowing when to change topics. If the conversation feels like it is slowing down, introducing a new subject can bring fresh energy. You can do this by making an observation about something happening around you. For example, if you are in a cafe, you might say, "This place has a great atmosphere. Have you been here before?" This gives the other person a chance to respond and helps move the conversation forward. Changing topics naturally helps prevent awkward pauses and keeps both people engaged. When talking to someone you do not know well, it is also good to show genuine interest in their thoughts and opinions. If they express excitement about something, such as their favorite hobby or a recent experience, responding with enthusiasm can make the conversation more enjoyable. Saying things like, "That sounds really interesting," or "Wow, I've never tried that before. How did you get into it?" makes the other person feel valued and appreciated. People enjoy talking about their interests, and showing curiosity can lead to a deeper and more meaningful exchange. However, it is also important to be aware of the other person's comfort level. If they seem hesitant or quiet, giving them space and not pushing too many questions can help them feel more at ease. Some people take time to open up, and that is completely normal. Respecting personal boundaries and being patient creates a comfortable environment where both people can enjoy the conversation without feeling pressured. By paying attention to the flow of the conversation, keeping the mood light and positive, and showing real interest in what the other person is saying, it becomes easier to create an enjoyable and meaningful interaction. The goal is not just to talk, but to connect, even if it is just for a short time. Ending a conversation with someone you do not know well is just as important as starting one. A good ending leaves a positive impression and makes the other person feel comfortable. When a conversation has gone well, both people should feel satisfied with the interaction, even if they do not see each other again. The key to closing a conversation smoothly is to find a natural stopping point. This could be when there is a pause, after a shared laugh, or when a topic has reached its natural end. If the conversation is still engaging, but you need to leave, it is polite to express that you enjoyed talking and that you appreciate the conversation. One of the simplest ways to end a conversation is by summarizing what was discussed in a friendly way. For example, if you talked about traveling, you might say, "It was really interesting hearing about your trip to Italy. I hope you get to travel again soon." This shows that you were listening and that you valued what the other person shared. If you had a light conversation about the weather, food, or hobbies, you could say something like, "I really enjoyed chatting with you. It was nice to take a break and have a good talk." These small statements make a big difference in leaving a positive impression. If you would like to continue talking to the person in the future, you can suggest staying in touch. This can be done in a casual way, such as, "I really enjoyed talking with you. Maybe we can catch up again sometime." If appropriate, you can exchange contact information or connect on social media. However, it is important to read the other person's reaction. If they seem open to staying in touch, that is great. But if they seem unsure, it is best to end the conversation naturally without any pressure. Some conversations are just meant to be in the moment, and that is perfectly fine. In situations where you need to leave, but the conversation is still going, being polite and direct is the best approach. You can say something like, "I would love to keep talking, but I have to go now. It was great meeting you." This shows appreciation while making it clear that you need to end the conversation. If you are in a public place, such as a cafe or an event, you can also give a reason, such as, "I have to get back to work now, but I really enjoyed our conversation." Giving a small reason can make the ending feel natural and comfortable. There are also times when you might need to end a conversation that is not going well. If the conversation feels awkward or if the other person does not seem interested, ending it politely is the best choice. You can say something like, "It was nice talking with you. Have a great day." This keeps things positive and avoids any uncomfortable situations. If you are in a social setting where you might see the person again, a simple smile and "see you around" works well. Understanding when and how to end a conversation is an important skill. A good ending leaves both people feeling good about the interaction, whether it was just a brief chat or the beginning of a new friendship. The goal of a conversation is not just to talk, but to connect in a meaningful way. Whether the conversation was short or long, making the other person feel comfortable and appreciated is what truly matters. Starting and maintaining a conversation with someone you do not know can feel challenging, but it is an important skill that can lead to meaningful connections. Conversations begin with small steps, such as a friendly greeting or a simple comment about the surroundings. These small openings help create a comfortable atmosphere and show that you are open to interaction. A good first impression is important because it sets the tone for the entire conversation. Smiling, making eye contact, and using a polite, friendly tone make it easier for the other person to respond positively. If the person seems interested in talking, the conversation can naturally develop from there. Once the conversation has started, keeping it going is the next challenge. Asking open-ended questions is a great way to encourage the other person to share their thoughts and experiences. Questions like, "What do you think about this place?" Or "How did you get into your job?" Give the person an opportunity to speak more than just a yes or no response. Listening actively is just as important as asking questions. Nodding, making small comments like that sounds interesting, and maintaining eye contact show that you are engaged. People enjoy talking to those who genuinely listen to them. If the person responds positively, the conversation will naturally flow as both of you exchange thoughts and ideas. Finding common ground is a key part of making the conversation enjoyable. Shared interests, experiences, or opinions help create a stronger connection between two people. This could be something simple, like both enjoying the same type of food, or something deeper, like similar life goals. When a common topic is found, the conversation feels easier and more natural. Even if there are differences in opinion, responding with curiosity and respect keeps the conversation positive. A good conversation does not always require complete agreement. It is more about understanding and engaging with the other person's perspective. Ending a conversation is just as important as starting it. A smooth and polite ending leaves a good impression and makes both people feel comfortable. If the conversation has gone well, summarizing a key part of the discussion is a great way to close it. Saying something like, "It was really interesting to hear about your trip to Japan," or "I enjoyed talking about music with you," shows that you were listening and appreciated the discussion. If you would like to continue talking in the future, you can suggest staying in touch or exchanging contact information. However, if the conversation was just a brief interaction, a friendly, "It was great talking to you," "Have a wonderful day" is enough to end it on a positive note. In some cases, the conversation might need to end because of time or other responsibilities. If you need to leave, being polite and direct is the best approach. Saying, "I have to go now, but I really enjoyed our chat," lets the other person know that the conversation is ending, but in a friendly way. If the conversation felt awkward or if the other person did not seem interested, a simple and polite, "It was nice talking to you," works well. The goal is always to leave a good impression, even if the interaction was short. Mastering the skill of conversation takes time and practice, but it is a valuable ability that can improve social and professional relationships. Starting with small conversations in everyday situations builds confidence and makes talking to new people feel easier. Whether it is a short chat with a stranger or the beginning of a new friendship, every conversation is an opportunity to connect, learn, and grow. The most important part of any conversation is making the other person feel heard and valued. When people feel comfortable talking to you, interactions become more meaningful, and communication becomes a skill that opens doors to new experiences.
The English Pod Audio Review. Listen to the meaning, then say the vocabulary word. That subject is too personal. Impolite.
Mind your own business.
Phrase you use when you don't want to answer a question.
That's personal.
Arrive.
Come in from.
Too much information.
TMI.
Too interested in others' private matters.
Nosy.
About a person's private thoughts, feelings, etc.
Personal.
Because of that.
In that case.
To look for private information about someone.
Snoop.
A polite phrase to use where you are saying something sensitive.
If you don't mind me saying so.
Do not misunderstand me.
Don't get me wrong.
Where would you like to go?
Where to?
In foreign countries.
Overseas.
To live in a place your whole life.
To be born and raised.
The United States.
The good old US of A.
Let's try that faster. Because of that.
In that case.
Where would you like to go?
Where to?
Arrive.
Come in from.
In foreign countries.
Overseas.
The United States.
The good old US of A.
About a person's private thoughts, feelings, etc.
Personal.
Do not misunderstand me.
Don't get me wrong.
To live in a place your whole life.
To be born and raised.
Too interested in others' private matters.
Nosy.
To look for private information about someone.
Snoop.
Too much information.
TMI.
A polite phrase to use where you are saying something sensitive.
If you don't mind me saying so.
That subject is too personal. Impolite.
Mind your own business.
Phrase you use when you don't want to answer a question.
That's personal.
Now say the word and hear it in a sentence.
Come in from.
Where are you coming in from so late at night?
Come in from.
Flight number 441 just came in about an hour ago.
Come in from.
I think I'll be coming into Chicago at about noon tomorrow.
If you don't mind me saying so.
If you don't mind me saying so, I think the curry could be a little hotter next time.
If you don't mind me saying so.
The problem, if you don't mind me saying so, is pretty simple. You need a new computer.
If you don't mind me saying so.
You look really good in that dress, if you don't mind me saying so.
Nosy.
Phil is always asking so many personal questions. Frankly, I think he is just too nosy.
Nosy.
People should just mind their own business and stop being so nosy.
Nosy.
I don't mean to be nosy, but did I hear you say you are from Canada?
Don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong. It's not that I think you stole my computer. It's just that you were the only one who can get into my room.
Don't get me wrong.
I do have a few problems with the plan, but don't get me wrong. I still think it's a great idea.
Don't get me wrong.
Don't get me wrong. I think John is a nice guy, but he is a bit disorganized.
In that case,
30 people are coming to the party? In that case, we'll need some more beers.
in that case,
Charles is having an affair? In that case, I think Mary needs to get a divorce.
in that case,